He hasn't missed a note. He hasn't missed a beat. This morning, Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner Justify will log his final work in advance of Saturday's Date with Destiny in the Belmont Stakes. It's time for Road to the Triple Crown, presented by TwinSpires.com. Joe Christofek and James Scully. And James, we've had the pleasure of watching Justify for about the last 10 or 11 days since he won the Preakness Stakes here at Churchill Downs. And this morning, he puts an exclamation point on his training.
Yeah, it's been great, Joe. Good morning. Justify is on the doorstep of the Triple Crown, the greatest feat in U.S. horse racing. And Bob Baffert's been down this path before 3 years ago with the Triple Crown winner, American Pharoah. Both colts came back 9 days after the Preakness to work a half mile. And if Justify continues to follow the same pattern, he'll breeze 5 furlongs today for the Belmont Stakes.
Yeah, he galloped 1.5 miles yesterday under Humberto Gomez. Martin Garcia is in town for the scheduled work, as is trainer Bob Baffert. And again, we've talked about it, James. He looks great, controlled energy. He's done everything right, from his gallops to his breeze to everything in between. Important work today moving forward, as he will get on the plane Wednesday morning to head to Elmont, New York for his date in the Belmont Stakes. And so far, so good. As Jimmy Barnes said, we're very appreciative of the fact that he's trained as well as he has.
Yes, absolutely. The reports from the Baffert barn have all been so positive. Everything's going great. No worse for the wear. We saw him gallop 1.5 miles yesterday, and it just seems like they could not be more happy with the way the training and preparation is going into it.
Lots of great information coming in on Justify, and you can sign up to get even more of it at KentuckyDerby.com. Just join the email list for the latest videos and insight into Justify's journey to the Triple Crown, which is coming up this Saturday. Join our email list at KentuckyDerby.com. Dale Romans has Free Drop Billy as a potential Belmont competitor to Justify's Date with Destiny. And he showed up for a surprise workout on the track yesterday, and a little bit unconventional. Let's find out what Dale Romans had to say about Free Drop Billy and his purpose for the work.
I've trained different ways all the time. It's something we only do once a year, really train for a dirt 1.5 mile race. And you just got to play it by ear with your horse. It's walking a thin line between doing too much but having them fit enough.
Very interesting, James, and he's kind of putting a little bit of speed into Free Drop Billy. I was surprised when I got the text that Free Drop Billy worked. Was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, and it was a really fast work, like Joe said, 59-1 for 5 furlongs. You know, he's got to step up his game to be competitive in the Belmont Stakes, but we've seen some big long shots, 3 long shots in the last 11 years with Ruar Knight, Sarava, and Datara. So Grade 1 winning juvenile, they're going to take their shot at it.
Yeah, and he's been getting a little bit worked up on the racetrack in the mornings. Is that a concern to Dale Romans? There he is, Free Drop Billy. We'll get Dale's thoughts on that in a moment, James. And he's getting a little sweaty. I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, just at face value, I mean, that's something you don't want to see. That could be viewed as a negative, but all horses are different. Some horses just sweat, like Dale will reference here in a moment. And, you know, it depends on the horse, Joe. And if that's his normal routine to sweat, then it's not a negative.
Yeah, let's find out what Dale thinks about it.
Well, he sweats a lot. He's not nervous at all. I mean, Shackelford was like that. Everybody thought he was always getting nervous. He just sweat a lot in the heat. And that's a good thing. He's regulating his body temperature. But, you know, he's laid back. Nothing bothers him.
So it doesn't bother Dale. Apparently it doesn't bother Free Drop Billy. Let's take a look at the possibles for the Belmont Stakes. And, James, this race is going to be drawn on Tuesday night at Citi Field. It's going to be a cool atmosphere for the draw, and here's the horses that we're looking at.
Yeah, and Bob Baffert's actually going to throw out a first pitch for a Mets game, I think, on Tuesday. But, yeah, we got 11 horses for the Belmont, and 7 of them, Joe, are trained by men that have won the Belmont Stakes before. So a lot of experience and how to get the horse ready for the 1.5 mile test.
Yeah, some interesting horses here. Hofburg has been training great. Tenfold's been training great here locally. Hoping to see him here this morning. Bravazzo leaving for New York today, and he's been training well as well for trainer Dwayne Lucas.
Yeah, and Bravazzo is the only horse that's going to run in all 3 legs of the Triple Crown, along with Justify. Dwayne Lucas has won 3 Belmonts, so He's one of the top trainers out there, along with Bob Baffert.
All right, so that's a look at the prospective field for the Belmont Stakes, but the Acorn is a race that's the sister to the Belmont, also run in New York, and our Kentucky Oaks winner Monomoy Girl is going to headline that race. She's been breezing very well here at Churchill Downs as well. She had to work yesterday, and Florent Giroux, the normal rider and workmate for the Important Breezes for Monomoy Girl at Keeneland to work Bolt de Oro for the Met Miles. We've got the exercise rider aboard here, and she went very well in company with Dazzling Gem, who's been her regular workmate lately. And just a competitive work. You see Dazzling Gem on the inside, Monomoy Girl on the outside.
Yeah, Monomoy Girl comes off an outstanding win in the Kentucky Oaks. She's the leading 3-year-old filly in training right now, but she will meet Caledonia Road, the 2-year-old filly champion, the Acorn. So one of many exciting races on the Belmont Stakes undercard Saturday, Joe.
Yeah, you'll see her gallop out through the turn here. She goes 47 4/5, and very nice move for Monomoy Girl. Let's find out what Brad Cox thinks about the strategy of her training.
You know, it just kind of keeps her honest. I like keeping my horses in company if they don't get too aggressive. And she's 3. She's still learning. She's still figuring things out. She's, it just keeps her a little more focused, and it helps the rider along a little bit. So physically, she looks great. I mean, we've asked a lot of her to run a mile and a 16th, a mile and an 1/8, and the Ashland and the Oaks. She's maintained her weight. Her flesh looks great. So she looks amazing. She's really doing well.
The one turn, a mile, the Acorn should suit Monomoy Girl perfectly. Lots of great promotions at twinspires.com each and every day, but particularly leading up to the Belmont. Let's take a look at a couple of those. The Belmont Bankroll Builder. You can opt into the TwinSpires Belmont Bankroll Builder to start earning a $25 wagering bonus beginning June 1st, which was up just a couple of days ago. Hopefully you've already been building. Each day that you bet at least $50 on the races from Belmont, we'll give you a $5 bonus to play the Belmont Stakes Day card, which is going to be amazing from top to bottom, up to $25 total. Available to all TwinSpires players. Must opt into the promotion at twinspires.com/offers to be eligible. Also on Belmont Day, it's the $5,000 Belmont Day Parlay. On Belmont Stakes Day, you can let it ride through 6 winning show bets and take your chances. Play the $5,000 TwinSpires Show Parlay and find out if you can do it. Start with a $5 show bet in race number 7. Roll your winnings over to the next race. Let it ride through race 12. If you successfully bet all 6 contest races, you will split the pot. Again, twinspires.com/offers for full details. Opt into the Belmont Bankroll Builder and the Belmont Day Parlay. Restricted training period is beginning here at Churchill Downs, and there's the star of the show doing some very important work today, James, the Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner, Justify.
Yeah, very exciting to see his final move. You mentioned earlier everything. He's made a great impression on the track every day out that he's been on track at Churchill during this last week and a half, and looks really composed. His head looks great. Just a grand looking individual. It's really exciting to see him out there.
Yeah, this is obviously a very important work. Once again, accompanied by assistant trainer Jimmy Barnes, who's been on the grounds at Churchill Downs with this horse the entire time, just like he was with American Pharoah. Brandon Staubel on set yesterday, making those comparisons between the two. Says Justifies an even more relaxed individual. Like American Pharoah was speedy, kind of knew he was going to go to the lead in the Belmont. But Bob Baffert has said, and Restoring Hope, I think he might have a breeze today as well. He's in the race. He's going to be forward. Bob Baffert would prefer to have a target for Justify, maybe sitting second or third, making that bold move, taking over, holding safe, where American Pharoah went gate to wire.
Yeah, definitely. American Pharoah got up by a length and a half after the opening quarter mile, and the race was essentially over. But it depends really on the post position draw in terms of where Justify will be in the early going, in my mind. If he draws an inside post, I won't be surprised to see Mike Smith send him. I don't think not going to allow any horses to cross over in front of him. And if they do try to go to the lead in the Belmont, they're not going to tip their hand before the race, because then the jockeys will be planning or gearing for that. So to me, I won't be surprised to see him on the lead. But like Joe said, he's tactical enough tractable enough to sit second or third if necessary.
Now, when Smarty Jones went for the Triple Crown, it didn't look like he was going to go to the lead. Then everybody kind of took back. Smarty made the lead, and then he got attacked a bunch of different times, and then Birdstone caught him. Do you think that's a concern at all if Justify makes the lead, that different horses try him at different points of the race, setting it up for a horse to come from off the pace and beat him, like a Hofberg or somebody like that?
Oh, well, I mean, it could be for sure. It depends on whether or not he gets that trip similar to American Pharoah, where he was clear and never caught any pressure as well. And a little bit of what Justify is that Bob Baffert, he's said before, he's as good as any 6 furlong horse on the track or any long distance horse on the track. And here he goes, Joe.
Yeah, there he goes. He's breaking off. And again, just going about his business. We'll get the fractional times and the final time, too, for Justify's final breeze here, leading up to the Belmont Stakes. And, the fluidity of that stride, again, aggressive, but well within himself, well under control, and he's always going faster than we think he is.
Yeah, he really can do that. Fast horses make it look easy. You could see Martin Garcia has him under a snug hold. Look for him to let him run a little bit more down the lane. Once he gets to the top of the stretch, to the red quarter pole, might right here, ask him, let him go a little bit more down the lane. And basically, you're just opening his lungs up, keeping him fit, and getting him ready for his next start in the Belmont.
We're getting those fractional times in quickly here, courtesy of Kevin Kirstein from our media department. 12-4, 24-4, speeding it up to 37 for 3 furlongs. And as you see, he's going to continue on here, James, through probably a pretty nice gallop out. He goes 48-4 to the half mile.
Yeah, and definitely, they like to work him out, gallop him out around the turn after passing the wire. You can see he's doing a little bit more than he did last Tuesday in his work on the gallop out, where he's just letting him run down the backstretch. Just such a long stride. He's got an enormous stride and beautiful way of going, Joe.
101-2, the official time for 5 furlongs, galloping out in 1:13 3/5. And again, Kevin Kirstein from our media department right on top of that, also galloping out 1:27 1/5 for 7 furlongs. And James, not a fast work by any stretch of the imagination, but that's a good thing. I mean, this is Monday of Belmont week, and he goes 48-4, 101-2, the official workout time for 5 furlongs. But it's the gallop out, and a nice gallop out, 1:13-3, 1:27-1. When you're training for the Belmont Stakes at 1.5 miles, it's building up those lungs. It's building up that stamina.
Yes.
And, man, I mean, to me, again, this was perfect. I mean, well within himself, not fighting the rider, not trying to do too much, just, listening to the cues and just going about his business.
Yeah, it doesn't even look tired, Joe. He stopped there. He took a look around. Look at him going back to the barn. Looks well within himself. And that's a good point. I mean, the one thing that you can't do in this final work is work too fast. The trainer doesn't want to, take too much out of a horse going into a major race like the Belmont Stakes. But you do want to build stamina, so that gallop out, helps build the stamina for the 12 furlongs of the Belmont.
It's going to be interesting because Restoring Hope is going to work, and we just saw a stamina building drill for Justify, but Bob has said we want Restoring Hope to show speed, so I would not be surprised to see something a little bit faster here.
Yeah, and Restoring Hope, definitely, if he's going to show pace, he's going to probably put in a little bit of a quicker work. He's a fresh horse, too, didn't get a lot out of his last start, so he might need a little bit more exercise in order to be fit enough to handle the trip as well, Joe.
Yeah, very, very interesting. You're right, he didn't get a lot out of his last race at all. And a horse that still has some promise moving forward for Bob Baffert, who has said, we want this horse to show speed. We want Justify to have a target. And it's not like it's a rabbit situation. Like this horse is going to go out there and try to set a fast pace to set things up for a closer. Justify is not a closer. He's a speed horse in his own right, but he's a horse that can relax. And Bob thinks his best chance to win the Belmont Stakes is to sit a little bit off whoever the leader or leaders are and finish with authority.
Yeah, and a good-looking move. I mean, Restoring Hope looks really good on the track. He's by Giants Causeway out of a Tappet mare, so you don't have any concerns with distance with Restoring Hope, and very, doing it well within himself there. Rider has a little bit of a snug hold on him, and looks good.
12-3, 24-2, 36-1. 48-2, a little bit quicker at that point than Justify, and a full second faster than him for 5 furlongs, 1 minute and 1/5, which is what we expected. We expected him to show a little bit more speed. He gallops out in 1:13 flat, and again, faster than Justify, but Brandon Stauble will tell you, anyone will tell you that watches workouts on a regular basis. And when you're handicapping races, this is important too. 1:26-2, gallop out for 7 furlongs. It's not how fast they go, it's how they do it.
Yeah, it's how they do it, and this is a good gallop out as well for restoring hope, putting like some stamina into him.
It's a nice work.
Yeah, nice work, absolutely. And then look at this gallop out. I mean, he's getting over near the 5/8 pole, track kitchen there, half-mile pole. So really going well, and he's going to be forward in the Belmont Stakes. He's going to have to step up his game as well, but it will be his second, if the track's fast like we expect, it'll be his second stakes appearance on a fast track. He is eligible to keep moving forward.
Now, they'll walk the Shed Road tomorrow morning.
Right.
They'll get on the plane Wednesday morning to head to Belmont, get acclimated there, probably get familiar with the racetrack, probably do a little bit of schooling at Belmont Park. That's a different kind of atmosphere at that racetrack too, with the sandy surface. And obviously he's not going to have a work over that track, but he is going to be able to get out there and get a feel for the racetrack leading up to the race. Again, the plan is being followed perfectly.
Yeah, he'll arrive on Wednesday. We expect him to gallop at Belmont Park on at least jog on Thursday, probably gallop on Friday, get a feel for the racetrack. And these coming days are really important because, as Brandon has pointed out in previous shows, how the horses come out of the work is also essential. It's not just the work itself, it's how they bounce out of it. So we'll look forward to seeing him up there on the track. Fully expect him to continue to do well, coming out of this 5 furlong breeze today. But that's going to be important, is getting his first feel and footing on the Big Sandy, because Belmont Park is a different track than Churchill Downs and Santa Anita, the only 2 tracks in Pimlico, the only 3 tracks Justifies raced at.
Yeah, I'm sure our media department will have some great quotes from Bob Baffert in regards to the work this morning. Jimmy Barnes saying about the training so far, we're very fortunate that he hasn't had a bad day of training. He's simply a pleasure to be around. If it's meant to be, we can win the Belmont. It's not going to be easy. There are some good horses in there. Tenfold has been training like a beast here at Churchill Downs as well, and he's got a lot of upside. Hofburg has been training very well in company with Good Samaritan, who's a very good older horse who's going to be in the Met Mile. All signs point towards him running a big race. He had some trouble in the Kentucky Derby. A lot of people were on him that day, but Tenfold and Hofburg are both very progressive types. We haven't seen most likely the best of either one of them yet.
Right, and they're both getting 5 weeks off. They have the benefit of a little bit more time to prepare for the 1.5-mile test. Justify is going to be making his 3rd start in 5 weeks in the Belmont. And Hofburg is trained by Bill Mott, who's won the Belmont. Vino Rosso's trained by Todd Pletcher, who has 2 wins and 2 seconds in the last 5 runnings. So those connections know how to get a horse to peak performance on Belmont Stakes Day.
The Bob Baffert team, the stars of the show this morning, of course, Justify, the lead actor, Restoring Hope, the supporting actor in this movie, and both did very well in their final workouts leading up to Saturday's Belmont Stakes. Looking good, looking sharp. Both horses got what they needed out of their respective workouts, James, and all systems go for the potential Triple Crown winner, which would be the second from the stable, American Pharoah 2015, Justify with a question mark 2018.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, we saw what we were hoping to see, Joe. He looked great out on the track, continues to hold his form. All systems go right now, and if it's if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But everything's gone right so far for Justify in his preparations here at Churchill for the Belmont.
If Justify runs his race, somebody's going to have to run really well.
Yes.
Or circumstantially have the race set up for them in order to deny that Triple Crown. Okay, great promotions coming in from twinspires.com. And this one is continuing. It started already. It's the Belmont Bankroll Builder. It began June 1st. Hopefully you've been playing that $50 on the Belmont races to earn your bonus. Again, the Belmont Bankroll Builder, you can earn up to $25 in a wagering bonus. Each day you bet at least $50 on races from Belmont. We'll give you a $5 bonus to play the Belmont Stakes Day card. An absolutely tremendous betting program. Up to $25 total. Available to all TwinSpires players. You must opt into the promotion at all of the offers at twinspires.com. Real simple, couple clicks. twinspires.com/offers to be eligible for the Belmont Bankroll Builder and all of the offers at twinspires.com. James, great promotion. You're playing the races at Belmont anyway. Just earn your bonus money because all you got to do is click and opt in, and you can build that bankroll towards Belmont Stakes Day.
Yeah, definitely, Joe. $25, free $25 by building, and as you build your bankroll for the Belmont Stakes, that Belmont Parlay. I love the show Parlay. That's a great promotion.
Yeah, that's fun.
So lots of great offers at twinspires.com/offers. Go there and check it out. And if you're not a twinspires.com member, we have another promotion. You can get a free $10. Use the Justify promotion code.
Yeah, you bring the people of the racetrack all the time and do show parlays because you tell me, hey, we're alive. So show parlays are a lot of fun as well. Final thoughts, James?
Continue to be impressed by Justify. Everything's looked great so far. Another great workout today. It's been a lot of fun, Joe, to have the opportunity to watch him train for this Date with Destiny.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and thanks to everybody here at Churchill Downs and in our television department for giving us this opportunity. Myself, James Scully, Ed DeRosa, Brandon Staubel, and Scott Shapiro. We're going to take a look back at that workout because it's important leading up to the Belmont Stakes. We got to see it once. We're going to see a replay of Justify here coming off the turn and into the lane. And again, not a tremendously fast work, but that's not what they wanted. 12-4, 24-4, 37 flat, 48-4, 101-2. The final workout time here officially for Justify, galloping out 113-3 and 7 furlongs and 127-1. Again, James, we talked about it earlier. This is a stamina building drill to try to attack the mile and a half distance at Belmont Park.
Yeah, and definitely, and didn't do too much in it, but definitely got what they were looking for with that strong gallop out after the 5 furlong breeze. As we said before, I think it was a good setup, and if he bounces back out of the work well, it'll be all systems go.
All right, and he's trying to join an exclusive list of horses that were able to win the Triple Crown beginning way back in 1919 with Sir Barton, the first ever Triple Crown winner. Some legends of the game here, horses that you hear their name and they're just synonymous with thoroughbred racing. A Whirl Away being one of those. Citation, who Eddie Arcaro called the greatest horse of all time, one of the greatest jockeys of all time, and probably the greatest horse of all time, Secretariat. Then back-to-back Triple Crowns in 77 and 78, James, with Seattle Slew and Affirmed. And then we didn't see one for 37 years until American Pharoah was the one.
Yeah, we had multiple Triple Crown winners in the 30s, in the 40s, and then the 70s. Justify does it Saturday. We'll have multiple Triple Crown winners this decade. It'll be following the same pattern as we've seen in the past.
You can follow Justify's continued run towards a potential Triple Crown just by going to our email on KentuckyDerby.com, our email sign-up opportunity for you for the latest videos and insight into Justify's journey to the Triple Crown. Simply join our email list. Go to KentuckyDerby.com. Again, it'll take you about 5.5 seconds to do it, and you'll have all the information you need about Justify's journey to the Triple Crown. Visit us at KentuckyDerby.com. All right, James, final thoughts. I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot because we still have to see the draw.
Right.
It's Tuesday night at Citi Field. Your thoughts about Justify's opportunity, chance? Do you think he's going to do it?
I think he has a great chance to do it. I do want to see the draw. The inside post would be, perhaps my only concern in a sense. But I do think he's going to be forward in the race. If he's not on the lead, he'll be real close to it. And, yeah, he's got a phenomenal chance to do it, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, we thanked our television crew. We want to thank Bob Baffert, Jimmy Barnes, all the horsemen for putting their horses on the track during this training period, allowing us to do a show. And we want to thank the fans, everybody that's been watching worldwide here in the United States, all the the fans of Justify, all the people that want to see him seal the deal, and of course all those that are going to be betting against him as well, because this is a wagering sport, and you either are for Justify or against him. A lot of people for him as a fan, but also potentially wagering on him. A lot of people want to bet against him because they think he's vulnerable, and there's going to be other horses in the race that offer a better price.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, it's been a remarkable journey so far. Starting his career in February, he hasn't had one hiccup along the way. Everything has gone smoothly through the Triple Crown. He had a hard race in the Preakness, but bounced back, terrifically out of it. And yeah, I mean, he's definitely got a great chance to do it. I mean, he's going to be the best horse, most talented horse in the field. It's just a matter of whether you get the 1.5 mile distance, Joe.
And don't forget, you can wager on the Belmont Stakes and racing from across the country and all over the world every day simply by joining TwinSpires.com. That's going to wrap it up for Road to the Triple Crown presented by TwinSpires.com. Justify will walk the Shed Road tomorrow. He'll be on a plane to New York on Wednesday. And all I can say is, bye-bye, Justify. Have a great day, everybody.